Hey guys, welcome back to VInce-Vell Customs. Figured I'd do a little video on all my airbrushing and how I do stuff, the tools I use, how I clean, just some tips and tricks maybe to help you guys out. Of course, I'm not saying if you're starting airbrushing, go out and buy all these brushes. This is just stuff I collected over time. Basically, I used to have a Sotar 2020, had lots of problems with it. I know a lot of people say it's one of the best airbrushes out there. I've had issues with it left and right. Always would clog. I always had to replace the needles. Parts started becoming hard to find, so I just started looking at other options. One of my other first airbrushes was a Badger. I think this is the 100. It's a nail brush. Basically, I really just don't use this one anymore. It's just kind of collecting dust here. Too many problems with it. Clogged up a lot. Thing with Badger I found out is the needles are a softer metal. Needles tend to bend, break, the tips bend really quick, and over time, if you keep pushing them up into the top piece up here, they start to warp, and I just kind of gave up on the Badgers and I switched to Iwata. But I still use some Badgers for other stuff. So the 100 and the 150 Badgers were some of my first things I started out with. It was a good learning process. They were cheap, but as time gone on, I needed better stuff. This is a Badger 360. I actually like this one a lot because this is like a really workhorse for specific stuff. Right now I don't use this unless I want to splatter stuff, like maybe make a granite base or something like that. But this one is, you can turn it around and it's pretty cool. You can you can make it a gravity feed, or you can put a bottle into it and you can spray really thick. This is a decent brush. What I'll do is sometimes put it in there and spray and it comes out like a splatter. This is for spraying like really thick. This isn't really a detail brush. That's a Badger 360. After that I switched to the Badger Velocities. These are pretty cool. As you can see, this one's kind of stuck and clogged right now because this needle isn't going back. But this one's kind of clogged too because I just have problems with these. But what I use these for is metallics, pearls. If I need to do like a skin tone whole body, I'll use these because it's kind of good. This way, if something happens with them, I could kind of just get rid of them because I'm not buying parts for them anymore. What I'm really using mostly now for solid stuff is my Iwata Eclipse. I like this one a lot. Doesn't clog. I've been doing a lot of stuff with it. Only thing is, metallics don't seem to go through too well on this one. I don't know why. It seems like the Badger Velocities work a little bit better. But that's what that is. But my detail brushes, when I really want to start to do some faces and stuff, this is my Iwata HPB. I love this one. Really nice. Really works great. Just put a couple drops in there and you can work out some nice details with eyes, eyeshadow, you know, underneath a chin, underneath the bottom of a lip. You know, get some really nice details with this one. And this one is my Iwata HPCH. This one's a really nice detail brush. You got all kinds of settings here to really, like, you know, get different flows. You know, even though you could be pumping airbrush at like 20 psi, you can turn this down to get it down to like 10. Like this one a lot. This one's very clean because I only bust this one out when I really need to. And of course I have this Paascha Millennium. This one is used only for Alclad chrome. I just put the chrome in here, spray it. I use it for nothing else except for chrome. I think I got this one when I needed to replace an old compressor of mine when I was first airbrushing, and I think I got it on eBay and it came as a package, and I never used it until I started chroming. I was like, you know, let me try this, and I think it works great for chrome. Most airbrushes do, but I don't like mixing the chrome paints with any other paints in the brush because you might run into problems. So that's strictly my chrome brush. So these are the brushes I use, and as you can see, these are my quick disconnects. I have it all in all. You just quick disconnect, pop it in. If I want to get into some detail work, pop that one in, pop it out, and you can get, this is a Badger hose, quick disconnect. These are all Badger quick disconnects for Iwatas. Paascha and Badger. You can get them. I forget the part numbers, but they're out there. So that's pretty much the brushes I use. When I clean my brushes, I have one of these. You get these on eBay, pretty cheap. You know, put this sucker in there, spray it in there. This way, all the paint and everything sprays in here, and all the moisture and stuff comes out of here. Pretty good. Keeps a lot of dust down. Works good. I suggest getting one of those. They're really cheap. I think they're like 10 bucks, even maybe cheaper. As for cleaning parts, right here, this bottle is mixed with probably this much Windex and the rest just tap water. I got tired of buying cleaning you know, airbrush stuff, so just go over to Walmart, get yourself a big tub of Windex, throw it in there, and it works great. The more Windex you put in here, the bluer it'll be, and the more suds and soapy it'll come out. But because I'm only putting, I guess you could say that's like 10% of the bottle, it works great. I find Windex does the job. Maybe other people use other stuff, but you know. But this is my Winsor Newton brush cleaner and restorer. This stuff is strong. This stuff will take off paint. I learned about this at Jersey Fest, I think back in 2008. Best stuff I've ever purchased. You can run this stuff through an airbrush. You can dip this stuff in an airbrush. This stuff will take off paint. If you put this stuff on a statue, it's going to rip the paint off. If you've got like a drop on the statue and it's not really ripping the paint, just let it dry. Don't touch it. Just let it sit. And you'll probably get lucky where it won't take off the paint. But if you put this stuff through an airbrush and you run it through, you probably can clean out your airbrush pretty good and everything. But I think Badgers have a little plastic thing in here where I think over time this might destroy it. That's why I try not to use that much with the Badgers. But this stuff will clean pretty good. Don't put this stuff in a plastic cup. This will eat through a plastic cup. I found out the hard way. If you know how to clean an airbrush pretty well, you can get these off of eBay or anywhere else. These are, you know, your typical airbrush type cleaner stuff. These two big ones pretty much won't use. But if you could take apart an airbrush and you could dip this stuff in here, you can run it through the hose, you know, after you take out the needles and stuff, and you can get in there and clean the stuff if you get really bad clogs. These things are on eBay. Let's see, I think I got a better package for you. Here you go, see? 5-piece set, mini cleaning brush set. I think I got like, I don't know, like 10 of these things or something at one time. So that's pretty much, you know, my airbrushes, my chemicals. What I like to do is, if I work heavy in one of the cups, in one of these cups, and you know, if you're putting water in here and spraying and putting water, it gets kind of messy. So what I like to do is, I have this big bucket here. I have an old fan brush, and what I'll do is I'll pour a lot of this Windex stuff in here, and I'll just twist it in here, and I'll just dump it out, and then get it cleaned up, dump it out, and then I'll go into that little spray cup and I'll really clean it out. So as you can see, so pretty big messy over here in front of my booth, because you know I'm always doing that. And then with this thing, you can just dump it in the sink. That's pretty much what I do. I try not to use a lot of paint in my cups. Try to use as little as possible. But when you're working in a big project and you mix up a paint, you really want to, you know, mix up enough and make sure you have it in your paint, because you don't want to keep filling up the cup, because you could kind of splatter and go from there. But that's pretty much my setup. Hopefully it gives you guys some ideas. And hopefully you enjoyed the video. Any questions, let me know.